Hi, everybody, and welcome to TWF Superstars. And today we have a contract signing for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. And the first thing that I want to say, we got the General Manager of Women's Division, Lita, here. First off, Lita says, this is a contract signing for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship, where Elizabeth Turner taking on Charlotte Flair for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. So time to bring them in. Well, how about I just start like this by saying, what a waste of time. You know, I already beat you, Elizabeth Turner. You know, you were the shit, okay? I'll give you that. During the first Pirates of the Caribbean films, the first 3 films, you were great, okay? But for some sad reason, all your greatness made you think that you could become a TWF World Heavyweight, a TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion. I know what would make me think I could, because I was able to handle, whoa! No! You know what made me think I could, before we all started falling down, is I thought I could because I, was able to hang and defeat pirates. So anyone who has the ability to defeat pirates, can basically beat your butt and become a 2-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion. Now, I understand you two don't like each other, and that's understandable, Lita says. But I will not have you two start a fight here. I will not have you two cause trouble. Now, as the general manager of the TWF Women's Division, I will not have you both having a fight after this. So I am going to ban the BMFs, the best friends or whatever, best friends, or the beautiful people, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that's right. There's going to be no Angelina Love, no Madison Rayne. Just going to be you two. So you want to sign? Yeah, I signed Elizabeth Turner. And I signed too, Charlotte Flair. But let me tell you something, Charlotte. You are not really anything that much to be proud of. The way you act like Charlotte, the way you conduct yourself, is not to be proud of. Now you're going to make an excuse that, oh, your father, who wrestled in the AWA and WCW and WWF and WCW, WWF, and WE and TNA and JCW and whatever, WWE, you're going to make an argument that since he decided to storylinely conduct himself like a jackass, because he chose to act a certain way, you assumed it was okay for you to act that way. You're going to make the argument that your brother, David Flair, also acted the same way. You're going to make the argument that Reed Flair, God bless his soul, acted a certain way, so you're going to assume it was right for you. The truth is, your family were enabled by your father because the way he acted like. He made David, your half-brother, your brother Reed, and anybody else think that's the way you should act like. So, okay, granted, you're the third Flair to ever wrestle. That's true. You know, you got a big, you have, your family's been in the wrestling business for years. You know, but you acting the way you act like, I wouldn't be proud of it. You tell me that I shouldn't be proud of it. My father is a multi-time champion, winning belts in American Wrestling Association and Mid-Atlantic World Championship Wrestling and World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Federation and World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Federation and World Wrestling Entertainment and Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling and Juggalo Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Entertainment. My half-brother David Flair won a belt while his time in World Championship Wrestling. Not so much in World Wrestling Federation and Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. And my brother Reed Flair won some belts too. I can't really. We all basically were champions. And yes, I don't think there's a problem. Our father told us that was the way it should be. That if you were a Flair, you had to act like a Flair. That's what he told David. That's what he told Reed. And that's what he told me. Yeah, I'm sure he did. He probably told you act like a jackass. You know, that's how you get ahead. You know. Of course, act like a jackass and that's how you got ahead. You know, whatever. You can talk about your father's accomplishments and all those promotions. You can talk about the fact, you can talk about your half-brother's accomplishments, your brother's accomplishments if you want. But it doesn't affect the fact you're acting like an asshole. And you can blame it, and you can make excuses for your father, or excuses for your half-brother and your brother and yourself. But at the end of the day, you know why you're acting that way. Because you think, because you're trying to compensate. You think if you act all nasty and everything, then just maybe. Because here's the truth. There's been a lot of wrestling families. You know, the Venerics, the Gagnes, the Guerreros, the Harts. You know, you can make your argument for the Gagnes, the McMahons if you want. And only a handful of them, the Flairs, only a handful of them actually achieved some greatness. And the other half didn't do very well. You might be that other half that doesn't do very well. Excuse me? I was a former NXT Women's Heavyweight Champion, the second one to be exact. And I was a former WWE Divas Heavyweight Champion, the last to be exact. And I'm a current WWE Women's Heavyweight Champion. I won a belt that goes back to 1956 AD. And I'm the current TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion. So don't tell me that I haven't achieved greatness. You mentioned all those other families. And of course, they were great. Don't get me wrong. But they weren't Flairs. So when I put you in the figure eight and I beat you, and I'll go, woo, in your face, what are you going to do? I don't think you're going to put me in a figure eight, because I'm going to beat you. Well, then I don't want to talk to you anymore. There's nothing in the rules that says I got to talk to you anymore until our match. Well, people, we just heard, that Elizabeth Turner, Charlotte Flair signed a contract for their TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship match, and they did, and both of them did bring up a lot of, things about each other. I think Elizabeth Turner brought up more on Charlotte Flair than Charlotte Flair brought up on her. But anyway, that's all the time we got here. We hope you enjoyed Superstars, and we'll see you tomorrow for TWF Explosion.